I am Ashley Couture. I been a makeup artist for quite some time now. I am officially a licensed esthetician and I'm 35 years. Yes.
All right, so yeah, take me back to the beginning, like starting off, like where'd you grow up? Are you from Houston?
I back and forth from Louisiana to Houston. I say I'm from Louisiana because that's where I grew up majority of my life. I was born
Or
here. Lafayette.
okay. Yeah, my
Yeah.
most of my family's from like Libertyville, Thibodeau. It's like a country
Yeah. Okay.
uh
Yeah. Awesome. Yes.
okay.
I was born here though,
Okay.
and I went to a few schools out here. I did attend U of H for a semester, but I
Well,
realized school wasn't for me.
before college though, like as a kid, like you were born in Houston
Yes.
and then kind of like went back and forth for middle school,
Yes.
high school.
Yes. My family lives in Southeast Houston, so the kind of by what that's the Sunnyside in the Garden
Okay,
Villa area.
gotcha.
That's where I mainly grew up in. I have cousins that's from Mo City, so I
Okay.
went to school with them. Yeah.
What school did you go to out here?
I don't know the Garden Villa one. I went to school in Cyprus. I don't know that one, but I did go attend high school at Hightower for a
Okay,
semester. Yeah,
gotcha.
that was different.
Okay, so yeah, like what ages were you here and what ages were you out in Louisiana?
So I attended school when I was in the third grade, and I attended when I was in the sixth grade, and then I attended school all here when I was in 11th grade, and everything else, I was in Louisiana.
Gotcha. And that's like going back and forth between parents or
Yes, yes. My
gotcha.
dad side of the family stays here, so that's why we would, come for the summers, for the holidays and things like that.
Gotcha.
We'll come out here.
Heard that. So yeah, what kind of kid were you like? Kind of up to, as a young kid up to like middle school, high
I
school.
was a nerd. I was a nerd. I was super smart in school, very highly intelligent in school. School
Gotcha.
is easy for me. I didn't really have to study and I would make good grades. And when I look back at it, I'm like, dang, if I would have really studied, I would have
Applied
made straight
yourself.
A's. I
Uh,
would have made straight A's.
definitely. I
Me
was the
not
same way.
applying myself, I was
Hmm.
an AB student.
Yeah,
So
I was similar, kind of just I never really studied, but just kind of maintain A's and B's. So definitely I relate
yes.
to that.
Yes. So I try to instill, I have three boys and I try to instill that in them like, hey,
Apply yourself.
apply yourself. But these
Yeah,
kids these days, they don't want to hear nothing you gotta say.
definitely. If it ain't on TikTok, they ain't hearing it.
And I'm just like, how can I relate?
Definitely.
So yeah, I read all the time. I was in music
Okay.
from elementary school up into college. I
Okay. Did
did
you
I
like choir?
Yes. And I played
Okay.
the piano a little bit. I wish I would have like really indulged in that because
Gotcha. Okay.
that's a really cool skill to have.
Did you
But
ever
yeah,
have like the music industry dreams of like being a singer and stuff?
I did, and I wrote like my first time being in the studio was in the eighth grade. We had like a career day, and I called the studio, a random studio in my hometown in Louisiana, and I was like,
Okay.
"Hey, can we come shadow?" And I wrote the song.
All
He
right.
made the beat on the spot, and I had my school friends. We all
Okay.
sung my song.
Gotcha. All right. You had you a little hit. All
Yes,
right.
yes. And from there, just staying within music. I feel like if I would have gone to school for music, I would have graduated. But
Gotcha.
I went to school for chemistry.
Okay, so yeah, take me through like high school. Like, did you have a plan after graduating, or was it just kind of like go to school, figure it out?
I wanted to be a pharmacist
Okay,
because I was like really like that's how much into school I was. I wanted to be a pharmacist, and it's a part of things was like influence of peers.
Gotcha,
you
definitely.
know, and not having that type of drive to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this no matter what. I've always been into makeup since like the sixth grade, you know, going to the dollar store out here in
Hmm.
Houston, on southeast side, like going to the dollar store, seeing the little
Dollar
different
store
makeup.
makeup is crazy. I just want to say that. That's crazy.
Hey,
Dollar store
I was
makeup is
I
crazy.
was there. I
Gotcha.
would put my makeup on in church. I got
Gotcha. Okay.
just I've always was into makeup, but that wasn't like a, oh, you can be a makeup artist, you know,
Gotcha.
type thing. It was more so like school, being compared to my siblings, my cousins, you know, that really put a type of pressure on me that I didn't consciously
Realize at the
think
time.
about. Yeah. You
So
know, and as
you would
a,
say like your parents were like most parents kind of pushing you towards school?
oh, of for sure, for sure, for
Definitely.
sure. And just maybe the profession that I chose was to please my parents instead of like really diving into what I actually want to do. They
Yeah, I feel like
had
that first one usually is like most, I feel like most kids go through that of like going to school for whatever their parents thought was right and kind of figuring it out once they get there.
correct, correct. And I remember in middle school we had like a I don't know if they still do that now. They do a test where to see what career choice that you should go in.
Yeah, I don't think they do anymore. I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Mine was arts.
Gotcha.
My like a big part of it was art, and I'm very artistic. I can
Gotcha.
draw and stuff, and I didn't know I could have draw really well until high school.
Gotcha.
And so it was just like makeup was there because I could now I can integrate my art side and just be free with that. But I didn't start wearing makeup. I would do the eyeshadow and maybe like lipstick and stuff. But as far as like a full glam until like I was 22. Once
Gotcha.
I and that was I got my big break of working at MAC Cosmetics.
Okay.
That was my first makeup job.
Well,
Like,
okay, before we jump into the makeup though, kind of like paint the picture a little bit. You went to school, like you were thinking about being a pharmacist. You went to
yes.
school for what you said, chemistry?
Yes. I was a chemist major and I changed it because I once I got to calculus 2, I was like, I don't know what's going on.
You made it through the first one. I didn't make it through the first one. I did like my first two college maths and was like, do I have to do math?
Yeah, yeah. And like looking back, I understand why math was important in chemistry because when I
Right.
took organic chemistry, you had to it was like math equations that you put these molecules together to
Mm-hmm.
yield some a, you know, a new
Gotcha.
compound.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I was just like, okay, well, let me change to biology. And I thought of being a dermatologist because I'm like, I'm not gonna be a no esthetician. I'm too smart for that. I know I am capable of doing that. It just my heart was not in school.
Yeah.
And I switched over to, okay, I'm gonna go to med school, be a dermatologist. And then somebody discouraged me and was like, girl, you gotta make top grade and it's very competitive. And not knowing in my mind that I was used to being compared to others and that sense of failing and having that fear of failing, I didn't want to go through that.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, look, the next class I take, I'm gonna put my whole heart in this. I'm gonna do what you're supposed to do. Go to class, study. I studied every day, you know, just like skimming over our
All the
work
right
that
stuff.
we was doing. It was a microbiology class.
Okay.
When I was done with that class, I had a manager at the time. I think I was working at JC Penney's. She was like, "Oh, girl, I barely passed that class with a C. I made an A."
All right.
That told me your heart is not in school.
Gotcha.
You gotta find something else that your heart can be
Gotcha. So yeah,
in.
how
And
did you kind of take me through that too? Like, how did you kind of stumble on, or maybe not stumble on, but get into the makeup thing or esthetician thing?
so this is this what made me spark that. Like,
Gotcha.
okay, my heart's not in school. what is my heart into? Makeup. Okay. Well, let's do that. I would put on makeup just to wash it off every single night.
And this is
I
in
went home.
college?
This is right after I took that microbiology class. Like I
Gotcha.
had to figure something out.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay, this we're gonna see what this work up. And the guy I was with at the time, he was working inside of dealers, and he was like, why don't you try go working at Mac? I was scared to death. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm like,
And,
just walk up and ask for applications.
he actually would give me the application.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, let's do this. And I filled out the application. This was before like really showing like your skills. I printed out what I already did and attached it to that resume. And I brought it
Gotcha.
to them. I actually brought it to them.
Yeah.
And so in the makeup world, a lot of companies, yeah, they do an interview, but they actually like test your skills and your people skills. So you do a whole makeup look, and
In the
they're
interview.
watching you. Yes, I went on many makeup interviews,
Okay. That's
and just
interesting.
they'll watch they're watching your skill level, your how you talking through you doing the makeup,
Hmm.
because this is the person that's supposed to buy the product that you're using. So they're looking at that too. I got the job.
All right.
That was my first makeup, and a lot of people wanted to work at Mac. And I started to like go out more to show my face more, like being a walking brand.
Gotcha.
This was
And
in my
also
hometown.
real quick on that too, the like when you landed that job, what specifically was the job? Was it like the ladies that stand and do
Yes.
the ladies'
Yeah.
makeup? Okay.
Yes.
And what
And sell.
gotcha.
It's more of a selling. Yes, skill goes with it, but it's more you're selling.
Product sales.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
I realized I sucked at
And
that.
how much did they pay like entry level, like you just getting your foot in the door?
So this was in 2011, and I was getting paid like $15 an hour.
All right.
That
While
was
you was in
good
college
then.
and you
Oh,
doing
I
something
didn't
you
stop
like.
college then.
Okay, so soon at the point when you realized that you didn't want to do microbiology and all that, you pretty much dropped out like immediately.
Yes. Yes.
And so at that point, was the plan like it was immediately makeup, or did you have anything
Yes.
else you were thinking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Immediately makeup, because I
gotcha,
knew I was interested in that.
gotcha.
And so I worked there quite some time. And then I was like, okay, I want to move to Houston. But they didn't have any openings in Houston for me to transfer, or I didn't know the area for me to transfer,
Gotcha.
to be clear. And once I moved here, I resigned. Funny story. When I resigned, that social media was popping or whatever.
Mhm.
And I mean, social media is still popping. I said on my social media that I was leaving Mac and I was moving. They called me afterwards and was like, so many girls came and was like, oh, I heard Ashley
We
left.
want her
So
job.
you got an opening. I was like,
We heard it's an
wow.
opening.
Yes, that is crazy.
Funny. I
That blew my
wouldn't think
mind.
that. I didn't know that.
But I'm saying like that really sparked like when I started working for Mac, that's like ignited me as a makeup artist.
Gotcha.
And plus the road was not easy. I had family members tell me, so this is what you're gonna do?
This what you gonna do with your life? You gonna make
Exactly.
$15 an hour?
This is what you're gonna do. Why don't you make this a hobby? Why,
Yeah.
like it was crazy, crazy.
And
So
also too, while I'm thinking about that too, like in this day and age, would you suggest somebody that's like just getting started, would you tell them to go get a job at one of those places to kind of, like as an initial point, or would you say like stay on your own, do YouTube, like figure it out kind of thing?
So in the past, I've told someone asked me, and it was like, how you do it? How did you become who you are, as people knowing you? I was like, well, and she was living in a bigger city. So I was like, well, you can go work for Mac. That's what I did. And people got to know me because on Saturdays it was all appointment. So
Mm-hmm.
we're doing makeup all day long. So people can get to know who you are and you have peer help. I would ask, at that time I wasn't good. And I would ask my fellow peers, I was like, hey, why my makeup don't look like yours? What can I do? What are you using different brushes? Are you using different
Gotcha. So you
techniques?
you was kind of getting like the marketing aspect and kind of like shadowing, like getting their
Yes,
experience too.
yes.
Gotcha.
Nowadays, what a person can do, because a lot of people, they just play and or they'll go take classes or they'll just play in makeup, watch
The
YouTube and get really, really, really good. Well, my advice to them is to charge really low, and build up your faces on clientele.
portfolio.
Build that up.
Gotcha.
And then as you start to build that up, then you can increase your prices, but never. I like when I first started, I was charging $10. $10
Just to get
to
people
do
in the
your
door.
makeup.
I feel you.
Just to get my hands on people. Nowadays, it just depends on where you're at, but I would never do it for free.
Gotcha.
Never. Never.
Okay, so on that too, like while you were at Mac, like had you started doing stuff on the side, like on your own at that point, or was it
Yes.
like did it take a
Yes.
while?
No. Like immediately. I was getting
Okay.
booked for weddings. I've done lots and lots of different weddings. It's to the point where people remember me doing their makeup, but I don't remember them.
Gotcha.
It's just been that many
I did your
people.
wedding 8 years ago.
I
Gotcha.
don't, yeah, some people I do, but a lot of people I don't.
Gotcha.
So once I moved here, that was 2013, I started getting into photography work, being
Mm.
a makeup artist for a photographer.
So
His
how'd
name
you
is
kind of like figure that out as like a thing to do?
So when I moved here, I'm like asking other people like who I need to know in Houston to put me on,
Gotcha.
like who I need to know. And one person from my hometown linked me up with someone out here.
Okay.
And like I said, I have cousins here. And I was linked up with an artist out here. I did her makeup a couple of times, but me linking up with the photographer, I didn't get that through the artist. I got it from Think. But I don't know if you know Book by Molo.
I'm not familiar myself, but I think when I was like looking for people, I might have reached out.
Okay, so I've met Molo and I think, but somehow I got linked on with a photographer named Touche, with Touche Studios. And I've done Jhonni Blaze makeup. I was doing
Okay.
her makeup for a while. Mercedes Moore, rest in peace to her. I've done her makeup. I've done countless models after models
Okay,
after
so yeah,
models.
yeah, on that too, like so you would say like it is like as a makeup artist, it is like a lot about like relationships or like being in the right
Correct,
place.
correct. And you just have to get out and get to know people or introduce yourself to people. You know, that's what I did. Like I asked somebody to, but nowadays I would say there's a lot of events that are going on around here. Like, because this is what I'm about to start doing.
Mm,
All these events that I'm going to, I'm meeting these people. Hey, I'm a mobile makeup artist. Here's my information.
gotcha.
Hey, I'm just passing out flyers, being the walking billboard. I have gotten stopped before and be like,
Definitely.
who
Like,
does
who
the
did your
makeup?
makeup? Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So and now and this is something recently I told a person, I'm like, do your makeup, like be your walking billboard so that people stop you and ask you those things. Of course, with social media, obviously hashtag still
Right.
work. I didn't think it did, but it does. So I'm gonna get back to hashtagging
Definitely.
as
For
well
real,
too.
man.
Well, people want to see your work. That's why I say charge a low price, but get some different variations of posting that you of make like portfolios that you can show people and
Gotcha.
things. So yeah, I was doing that for a while, but like I said, I just kept flip flopping back and forth. I could say this. So in that time of me doing photography work, me doing weddings and stuff, I
Mhm.
did not have a business mind frame.
Okay.
Didn't know nothing about business. Didn't even try to look at this like, hey, this is a business that I'm in. You know,
As far as
up until
like you didn't have like a set amount, like a set price or like set days you worked or anything kind of thing?
correct, I just wanted to do makeup. That's it.
Gotcha.
You know, like it just a business structure, having systems, even having like a website. I didn't get a
Gotcha.
website until a couple of years ago. You know, just having that business structure in place was not there at all.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, too, like, cause I see a lot of people on TikTok and stuff that want to do it. Like, in today's market, like, would you say like go the Mac route, like working for one of these places, or like getting attached to like a photographer or a specific model that they could, that you can work with more than once to where, you maybe start bringing in other people kind of thing, or like, what would you, path wise, would you say is better today?
For a new makeup artist, I would highly suggest you figure out what kind of makeup artist you want to be.
Okay.
That's clearly what it is. You can be a makeup artist within, like I said, if you go work for a company, know that you're a salesperson and that you have to lead with that. If you
Gotcha.
want to be a celebrity makeup artist, that's what you lead with. Me personally, I do not want to be a celebrity makeup artist because that requires a lot of your time. That requires a lot of maneuvering and like it's all about them.
Definitely. You got to be on
If
their time.
correct, if you want to just be photographer, makeup artist, I would reach out to all different types of photographers. You
Gotcha.
know, I wouldn't because I didn't work with just one photographer. I actually worked with quite a few, but Touche was like my main photographer that I did work with.
On that too,
So
like when you were working with them, like were you doing like to even get your foot in the door, were you doing like free like at all? Like did you try?
absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I may lowered my price so it could have come in like a package deal,
Okay.
but I never only if it was like projects that like a creative project the photographer wanted to do, yes, of course, we're working for
Okay.
free. You know, we're building each other's portfolio. But other than that, I actually work on the campaign when She's Happy Hair first launched. I
Okay.
have video of that I was the makeup artist on the shoots. You
That's
know, so
dope. I
that was
remember when that first started being popping. I remember them commercials and stuff.
yes, and
Yeah.
I was makeup art like
That's
I
dope.
had to, I have I'll be transparent for a moment.
Yeah.
And I've had old friends and peers of mine, old people that I grew up with. They look at me and they feel like I should be further along in my career than I am, but they don't realize that I've had set goals that I wanted to do. And this is, if a person's a praying person, you need to be very specific about your prayers. You know,
Gotcha.
I wanted to be a wedding makeup artist. I've done countless of weddings. I wanted to be in photography. I've done that. I wanted to be on a movie set. I've done that. Even though they were independent films,
Yeah.
I still did that. You know, so I just want to like push out to people like focus on your goal and not what the expectation and the goals that other people place onto you, because for a long time it got me in a depression and my life was just in shambles, and it took me a long time to like get out of like pull myself out of that and just really focus on like, okay, the let's get down to like having a structured business,
Do you
you know.
feel like do
So
you feel like it more like it more came from like the idea like you went up and then you felt like maybe you were kind of stalling out kind of thing? Or like you had these
No,
successes with Mac and then feeling like, you don't have a client base kind of thing, or like,
no, because I knew how to get it back.
gotcha.
It's just what other people said, like, really tormented my mind.
And people that you care about and respect and
Correct, correct, exactly. And it tormented my mind, and people don't like to admit that. They, walk around with a hard exterior, and or maybe they don't even realize that's what's tormenting them, of not moving forward in business, or just really going hard in business because,
mhm.
you know, people that you love and cared are tearing you down, and now I'm in a space where, okay, I don't have to absorb what people say. I just need the discipline to keep moving and excel at that.
Yeah, and to that point of what you're saying too is like I feel like that's like the artist entrepreneur journey of like in anything that you're doing where you feel like it's different from what everybody's doing, people that care about you are, what I'm saying, they want the best for you. So it may, I know the idea of like feeling like, you doing what you enjoy and people feeling like, well, nothing really happening with this. Like, you sure?
Correct.
Like, but that's,
Yeah.
every rapper, every athlete, every business person has gone through that phase of like, going through that. So definitely I feel like that's helpful for people that may be, starting out that might get to that phase.
Are people that's been doing it for a while and don't know why they're stuck.
That too, definitely.
Because I've got to a point where I was stuck, and me just moving back and forth. I should have just stayed put in one area and just grew that way. But going back
Gotcha.
and forth, trying to start all over. I didn't quit makeup like before, and thought that was what I needed to do. And I got a outpour of people telling me, no, it's not just like, we love your makeup skills, but it's
Uh,
you as a person, like being around just you. And I'm like, dang, that was really touching,
uh,
because we get in this social media world, like I said, and going back to my peers saying like I should have been further than what I am, and it makes you question yourself, and okay, well, this is not working out, then what I'm gonna do.
mhm.
I didn't have no plan after that. When I reached
Gotcha.
that point and I quit makeup, I had absolutely no plan. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do for my life? Like, it was like a void. It was like a death in me.
Gotcha. I feel you. So is
And
that's how you kind of stumbled or like got into being an esthetician and everything?
yes, once I got out of that, I can thank my husband as well for that. He was just like, just get back into makeup and stuff. And I started, even though I was a seasoned makeup artist, I just started with the low price. It really built my clientele.
Yeah,
Although,
that's why I was when you were saying like you wouldn't do it for free. It's like I kind of expand on that too because it's like I feel like for me personally, I feel like somebody starting out doing anything should probably do it free to get people in so they have the portfolio to show people and then charge. Because if you haven't done it and you charge people, like people may not want to work with you because
but
you don't have
but
anything.
don't lead on that. Don't lead on, oh, I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing. Lead with confidence. I
Mm.
was charging $35. That is, so many people want their makeup done. If they have a bad experience with you, okay, next person, and then you're gonna get better.
That's a gym. That's a gym for sure. Cause
You're
yeah,
gonna get
cause I
better.
I
But
get what you mean, definitely.
yeah, people gonna, if I put that I'm charging $35 out here, I will be booked all day long.
Gotcha.
But I be at this point in my career, I no.
Yeah, I feel you.
A discount for me is $75
I
to
got
do
you.
your makeup.
Okay,
That's
so
just,
yeah. Like,
But
you got
go
it, go
ahead.
ahead.
But it's just like I wouldn't. You can still keep building on top of that, and then once you get really good, because so after I started, when I came back and do makeup, and I was charging like 35. And once I went up, yes, a lot of clients fell off, but you fall off the cheap clients, or
Start having the clients that you really want.
yes,
Gotcha.
the ones that gonna come on time, and a lot of things, your clientele reflects how you are. So if you're late all the time, if you're just messy and just whatever, that's the kind of clientele you attract.
Gotcha.
I'm a
Okay.
really scheduled type of person, and I like not even like consciously doing it. Like this is the law of attraction. I get people that are scheduled type of people that like to schedule it out way in advance so they know what they're doing.
Definitely.
So it's building up being a makeup artist. You have to live and breathe it. Cause I can do makeup at like 4, 3 o'clock in the morning with my eyes closed and still come out.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. And so yeah, you was talking about the movie you did too. Like, you want to shout that out too?
Oh yes, I did a Harvey movie. I think it's on Tubi. I think they
Alright.
recently put it on Tubi. And then I did another one. I just don't know what it's called.
Alright.
Yeah. The movies. So being a movie or on being on set, that's long hours. They have to take from every angle. So that was just long for me.
Gotcha.
Um. So, but I tried it out.
You realized it wasn't for you.
Yes, realized it wasn't for me. And then
Gotcha.
so once I got back into makeup, there's a lot of laws that have passed, and I'm thinking majority of states now, if you're not working through a company, you need to be licensed. Either a licensed esthetician or you need to be a licensed hairstylist. Because think of if something was to happen,
Somebody get a reaction, allergic reaction or something.
just to so they don't come down on you, just be safe. Just that's all I can say with that. Just be safe, have your license. It did take me a while to get mine, but I did have, like, in the past I've had a client that went to a makeup artist and she was using dirty brushes on her, and the lady caught a bad allergic reaction, and from her paying maybe $45 at that time, she was charged by the dermatologist like 200 something dollars just to look at her and treat her from her reaction.
Okay.
It's just so important. It
Okay,
is
and
so
how
important.
how much is it to like get a certification or a license doing that?
Depending on what school you go to. So I know out here it's cheaper to go to the community college.
Gotcha.
Very
And is
cheap to
it
go.
it's like a year long thing, or can you do it in a few months or
Depends on if you go during the day or if you go at night.
gotcha.
So if you go during the day, I think it's like 6 months. It's the hours. So
Gotcha.
it's a 700, either 720 hours or 750 hours. And then you have like how I was explained earlier, you have like a makeup. They watch you do makeup, they watch you do a facial, and then you have a
Gotcha.
written test.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
so you did that and like kind of tell me a little bit about like the esthetician stuff. Like is that kind of like just pays the bills, or do you like, do you enjoy doing it, or is it,
So I just recently moved back to Houston. So I've been out here for about a year now. And I just need to build on my clientele.
that's like kind of just your way to like get in front of people?
Makeup is my way to get in front of people because people they'll trust me way more of me saying, oh, I'm a makeup artist, than if I go to a networking event or a public forum and I'm like, oh, I'm a licensed esthetician. Half the time, people don't even know what that is.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's just the events that I'm going to, but I know that I'm very skilled with makeup. So I'm a lead with that now.
Gotcha.
Um, Lead with that now. And then once I get into a space again, I can start offering treatments and so yeah,
Gotcha.
I was gonna work for a spa, but I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't
hear
work
you.
out. It didn't work
Gotcha.
out. So
Okay, so
uh,
yeah, as far as like, the makeup journey and everything, do you have like any mistakes you remember making that like, that you went through that you can maybe save some time for some people that's, haven't gone through it yet?
be a business. Be a business. That's
Bottom line, be a bit.
yes. Like set it up as a business. This is
Gotcha.
not a hobby. This can be a fully functional business. And if you take it seriously, it can bring very good income to you. Make sure you take a break. When you're doing so many makeup, make sure you schedule a lunch for yourself.
Work-life
Don't try to
balance.
take everybody, because you want to help them look their best for that day. You still have to take care of yourself so that you don't get burnt out
Gotcha.
and you're just tired of doing makeup. I was there before. So just taking breaks, setting your scheduled hours. And if you can't squeeze them in, don't do it. Don't do it.
Gotcha.
People work around you and your schedule, not you work around theirs, so
Yeah, it's your
that was
business.
yes, and be a business. And also to really scale your business, sell products. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
learn.
tell me a little bit about the skincare line you have and everything.
So I started off when I was in aesthetic school. I was like, oh, I want to learn how to. I actually make lip gloss.
Okay.
So I started off with that. I had makeup brushes. I sold eyelashes. I think it was the market I was in front of when I was in Louisiana.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't get out as much as I needed to. So that's why it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. So I stopped that and I had to think, what is some things that people always have asked me since high school to college? What skincare products should I get? Your skin is so beautiful. What do you use? Still to this day, I get that.
Yeah, you
It
got a
was
nice skin.
right in front of my face, right in front of my face. And I didn't even think about it. Then
Gotcha.
I didn't think about, oh, come out with your own skincare line. I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna come out with my own makeup. I'm gonna have makeup brushes,
People
lipstick,
been asking you
foundation,
about this.
and I still will in the future, but let's get the skincare first. And
Gotcha.
I am an expert because I am licensed. I always doing research and things like that. So it made sense.
Okay.
And now what I am doing is I am instead of yeah, you can maybe go viral on social media. But what people used to do, they used to go out to the people and show their products. And so now I am definitely looking for a lot of vending events. I have one next weekend that I will be vending at. I've been at the airport
Okay.
and I sold out on one of my cleansing bars.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
know.
On that too, because I'm thinking like, how do you even like? Are you doing this yourself? Are you going to a factory or like how does that
Both.
work?
But you can even if you are going to a factory, you can modify to make it your own. And
Gotcha.
that is what I'm doing. I'm modifying it. I could have made it my own, make it in my own, but my skincare line would have never came out.
Gotcha.
Um, I just launched at maybe in November. I just launched my skincare line. I had one logo and then I went through a rebrand. So this is all of the rebrand, the products. These are all, oh, my bad. Yeah. So these are all the new rebranding of everything. So I'm excited about it. Just gotta get out and have people touch, feel, see. Even if
Definitely.
they don't purchase at the moment, I have samples now. And yeah, it's just it so when I first launched, I prayed and I was like, God, if I don't, and please, people, don't test God like this. Don't test God like that.
Yeah, if
Don't
I
play with him like
don't.
that. So I was like, look, God, because I was sick of it, sick of this.
Mhm.
I say, if I don't get a sale today, I'm giving this business 6 months and I'm out. I don't want to do this no more. I just need to find
Giving God an
something else to
ultimatum.
do. I ain't get a sale all day.
Gotcha.
Nothing. But 12 o'clock a.m., my aunt called me and she was like, hey, did you see that big, all that stuff I purchased on your website?
All right.
I didn't get no notification at all. And she had did it earlier that day.
Gotcha.
And now I know this is my signature. This is
Gotcha.
what I need to be focusing on.
Definitely.
And hey, prayers, when you
Nah,
pray,
look.
it you'll get the answer. You'll get the answer. It's been a slow run, but it's me that why it's been a slow run.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not being consistent on social media. I'm not going out to meet different people. I just last night I just launched, no, night before last, but anyway, I launched a free ebook guide that tells you help you understand your skin type. I
Gotcha.
have a skin type quiz so people can like know what their skin type, and if you don't know, you automatically get my free ebook. It's called the Skin Code. Just to just I realized, and if somebody else is feeling this way, if you're looking through the lens of being a perfectionist, that will cause you to procrastinate a
That's
lot.
a gem.
And get out of that.
Done is better than perfect.
Say that again.
I swear, man. Cause I'm that way too myself for like even with this, like I won't be dropping these episodes until I have like a few stacked up, just
And
cause
that's good.
I feel like I relate to that basically.
Yeah, no, but that's good because
Yeah.
I wish I would have. I wanted to get on YouTube, like doing like makeup videos and stuff, and I wish I would have done like a collective of them, and then like because it it gets you to relax.
Yeah, give you a
That's
runway where you could like. That's how I'm thinking about it. Like, I have like 3 or 4 months worth of content before I start dropping, so I'm
correct.
not like sweating about needing to record and stuff. So,
Yes,
uh,
yes, yes. So definitely, if people even now, like with my content, I try. I kind of fell off after like last week. Last week it was just a lot going
yeah,
on, and but I like to do like a content calendar and stuff. And nowadays, Chat GPT have really been helping. If you're stuck on ideas and you need a title for something, or you just need what you need to post or content captions, Chat
hmm
GPT helps. I would suggest like still putting in your own words and not taking everything what it says, because sometimes it'd be like
yeah,
it don't even make a sense, or it's not in your speech level, like what you would how you would say things.
gotcha.
So
And yeah, one
ChatGPT.
thing too, I'll add to that too is like if something's working, like the best artists steal from other artists. It's like you don't have to do the exact thing that other people are doing, but if the wheel ain't broken, like you can
I'm
take that
glad
format and do it your own way.
I'm glad you said that, because as a makeup artist, I found myself trying to mimic what I call it the Instagram look.
hmm
It's not my style, that's something that a makeup artist need to figure out, like their style of makeup. Like if you like the full glam, whatever, go ahead and learn that. I'm
Gotcha.
more of I want you to look like you, just a better version of you.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I do that. And as a esthetician, I enjoy it. I actually want to be an esthetician that cater towards male grooming, because there's not a space for men. They don't have too many. I mean, men probably get facials, but if they go to a person's website or Instagram page and they just see a bunch of women, they're not gonna book.
No,
And
that's a gem too, because like, even me, my skin is not great, but like I wouldn't even think to hit up a makeup artist or esthetician because it'd be all women on the page.
correct. So
Definitely.
once I get back into the spa, I'll definitely start doing that more because the
Gotcha.
way my treatment plan is, it's like your skin comes out looking like butter. Like
Butter me down.
yes, like I've had a few male clientele and they were really impressed, very
Gotcha.
impressed. So
Okay. So
and then I
yeah,
could tie in with my at first I was gonna do like a men's skincare brand, but y'all are very simple.
I mean,
Very simple. You want
I
your
had
body wash to be your cleanser.
I just started figuring out a face routine. My ex-girlfriend kind of put me on like the toner, cleanser, a serum and all that. So I've been trying to stick with it. My thing, because I used to just get out the shower and rub alcohol and just put some lotion on my face and just call it a day,
And that makes your skin dry. That's what I used to
which
do
I'm
when I was
finding out.
younger. And that's why my skin is dry to this day. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
but I have really my skincare line is really great for sensitive skin type because that's what like I can't use just anything on my skin.
Gotcha.
So I really test things out for quite some time before I put it out on the marketplace. I've been getting a great response from my church that I go to. I was giving out my lip gloss and they was like, man, this lip gloss is so amazing. And that's what so I just want people just to not give up on their self, not give up on the dream, not give up on what you have. You're just probably in front of the wrong people. We want our family to buy from us. We want our friends to buy from us. But this was something I learned. Your family and your friends will make you a millionaire. You got to find your own community. And that's the journey I'm on right now. Finding my own community, seeing how I can relate my voice to people. Getting to know new people. Don't be stuck in let's get out of our comfort zone. Don't be stuck
Definitely.
in our ways, trying to stay with the same people and
Gotcha. So yeah, to kind of wrap up the show and everything, do you have like you're working on the skincare brand and you getting back into makeup and stuff again? Like, you have
yes.
any goals over the next year or two?
So my goal for the remaining of the year is to really because I've done a little research and I haven't really seen like a major Houston skincare brand. I There may be people out there that are doing like have their own skincare line. I want to at the end of this year I want to be at the base level for people to know like, oh, that's a Houston, and so I definitely want to get in that space being a Houston based skincare company, although I do in my social media I do have people from other states that buy my products,
Mhm.
but I really want to hone into this area that I'm in. Another goal of mine is to get back into a salon suite so that I'm able to do makeup out of there, have my products so people can actually touch and feel, and also start doing skincare, also doing skincare as well too there, skincare
Gotcha.
treatment
You
stuff.
good?
So that's my main goal. I do have other goals as far as like when you have monetary goals, I feel like it runs you crazy. Runs you crazy. So I have unit goals of my skincare line. Like I have a unit goal for the month. And once I start hitting that unit goal, I'm gonna switch it out to a daily goal of
Well,
unit
on
sales.
what you're saying too, because you kind of broke it down a little bit, breaking it down a little more too. Like, even having a unit goal is good, but if you think about the actions that it takes to hit the unit goal, it's almost like you can move it down another level of like, what actions would I need to do to hit that unit goal kind of thing. So definitely.
Yes. Yes. I definitely and I've been working with a coach now, and So we've been working on like unit goals and then having subscribers on my email listing. And then I do need a texting system because people like to text more than they read emails. So
Definitely.
that's another marketing tool for people
Definitely.
to have. Text text marketing
Yeah,
is where
man.
it's at.
My show is gonna be Houston based, so I have like maybe I'm at like 16 recorded right now, I think 16, 15.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, appreciate it. So yeah, if we could talk. We might be able to work something out. Maybe, work with each other on some stuff.
Yes, yes, for sure,
Definitely.
for sure. Because I've been really just, and another goal of getting to more going to events like just as a attendee and vending at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Hmm.
Because that's I can sell a whole lot more units that way vending.
Gotcha.
Yes, this
Cool.
was nice. This was
So yeah, definitely.
good.
Look, so look, that's a wrap on the business stuff. All right, and then to end the show too, I ask everybody to shout out somebody they know in the Houston area that's either an entrepreneur or work for themselves or do something that they enjoy doing.
I want to shout out. I met her through the Spot Boss Tribe, the KB Glam. She's a hairstylist, a Houston hairstylist. Her name is Kendra. She is helping people with natural hair care, and the girl is changing lives. Like
Shout out
having,
Kendra.
yeah, shout out her for real. Like she's really changing lives, and I admire that about her. I just wish she would do dreads, but she don't.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely shout out Kendra, man. And
Yeah.
then last thing I got, if you want to give like one or two pieces of advice to like a high school senior or junior that's, maybe they about to graduate, they don't know what they want to do, or they thinking about just going to college and figuring it out. What would you say as far as like that whole thing, figuring out the career path?
I actually have given this advice.
All right.
So research, open a book, read, just things that you're interested in. And say maybe for instance, if you want to be a lawyer, figure out how the different types of lawyers. They don't teach you that in school, that there are different types of lawyers and
Gotcha.
stuff. And just really research, open a book. I tell my oldest son this, and I told my nieces and my little cousin, my nephew, like all these high school kids. My
Hmm.
son's in middle school, but anyway, the saying, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a
In the
book.
book.
That should anger you. That should
I felt something when you said that. I swear. I
that
swear.
should ignite something in you to start
Hmm.
reading. I started reading this year. I've then read 3 books so far. I'm on my 4th book. Start reading. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is not bliss. Sorry, it's not. And all you have to do is just continue to research. You will find your lane and your purpose. Peers, they're going to come and go. Trust me, been there. They're going to come and go. And focus on loving yourself, not finding outside love, so that you can focus on your purpose and your dreams and your aspirations. A lot of millionaires, billionaires, they say they had a saying of being laser focused. This is a real thing. Being laser focused, meaning yes, they got this going on, yes, they got that going on, but making sure you take care of business. Bottom line.
Yeah, to that point too, just to add on to that too, because I heard something recently that was good. Like somebody was comparing light, like the sun, the light that you get from the sun, the light you
Mhm.
get from a flashlight, and the light from a laser. It's
Yes.
all light, but you can spread your energy out this wide, and it'll cover everything, but it's not cutting through nothing like a laser will cut
Mhm.
through things. So that's a gem too, definitely.
That's good. I like that.
Well,
That's even helping me to put things in a better perspective of things. Yes, I like that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Go ahead and tell people where they can find you if they want to work with you, your socials, website, or
Yeah.
anything.
I am so Ashley Couture on Instagram. I still call it Twitter, but I'll say X.
Gotcha.
On Facebook, I am ZMuse Skin, and my website is www.z-muse.com. And you can find all my products there. If you want to email me, info@z-muse.com. And I answer my DMs.
She
I
do. She
answer
responded to me, so
email.
she do.
Yes, I answer. I'm not that type of person that's like, oh, I'm not gonna answer. And I try to answer in a timely fashion as well too, because I was slipping on that. Then I heard like millionaires, they respond right away. So I'm like, I need to do that too. So yeah.
Gotcha. Cool, definitely. So yeah, anybody watching or listening, if you got anything from this at all and want to support me or her, definitely hit her page, check out the products she got. If you watch this and got anything from it, hit the like, give me a subscribe, something like that, to help with the algorithm. My name is Tyree. This is another episode of the Green Seeds Podcast. Appreciate you again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely.